We're back for our daily MLB Best Bets here on Friday, August 22nd. Yesterday, 4-1 day on the channel, looking for more of that same success here today, as we've got our 2 money lines, 1 Nationals bet, 1 NRFI, and 1 player prop. And before you get into the video, folks, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for some more daily MLB Best Bets here on the channel. Also, go make sure to check out our college football content this week. We've got our full college football week 0 predictions. That is linked in the description down below, along with our 5 best bets for the college football slate as well. Go make sure to check out both of those videos. Those are linked in the description down below, along with our UFC Shanghai predictions on Greedo Plays MMA, along with the best bets for UFC Shanghai. Again, that card is early tomorrow morning, so like Saturday at 2 a.m. Go make sure to check out that video on Greedo Plays MMA, linked in the description down below, and go subscribe to Greedo Plays MMA if you have not yet. On to the first of our 5 best bets today with the MLB, kicking things off with our Washington Nationals best bet of the day. It is at 345, Nats at Phillies. I'm going Joshua Bell over 1.5 total bases against Taijuan Walker and the Phils. The Nationals yesterday with a huge victory over the New York Metropolitans, winning the game 9-3 in a game in which they trailed at 1.3-0. They come storming back. James Wood hits a monster home run in the bottom of the 8th inning, and the Nationals give the Phils now a 7-game lead in the National League East. And, as well, the Cincinnati Reds now are only a half game behind the New York Metropolitans for the wild card spot. More on the Mets later. Legitimately, they might miss the playoffs. But today, we're not going to concern ourselves with money lines or, run lines or nothing here. We just can't with the Phillies. For one, guys, I hope the Nationals are able to, fight with Philadelphia this weekend. I just look at the pitching matchups, and today, honestly, is the Nationals' best shot of winning a game in Philadelphia. Do I think they're going to do it? Probably not, just because we never play well at the bank. It's just, at least in the last couple of years, we haven't played well at the bank. And just the pitching matchups don't favor us at all, except for tonight, Cade Cavalli versus Taijuan Walker. Unfortunately, Mitchell Parker and Jake Irvin are kind of auto L's, but you know what? It's the sacrifice we have to make, because I'd rather us be competitive in the Bronx next week with our 3 best pitchers going in Lord, Gore, and Cavalli. So again, Cavalli's going today. If the Nationals were going to win one, it is going to be tonight. I can't with a confident face tell you that that's going to happen. Actually, we have a shot tomorrow with Parker and Nola, but probably not. Just expect a million runs tomorrow. I think the more likely bet to go down for us, and obviously this is why we're playing it, is going to be Josh Bell over 1.5 total bags. You look at his career matchup with Taijuan Walker. Bell is 6 for 21 with the double and a home run. Again, that's the most experience anybody in the Nationals has against Walker, and he has the best average out of any National against Walker at 286, OBP of 375 as well for the leader of the book club. I think it's good enough. I think it is. Josh Bell, has been hitting the ball fairly well in the second half of the season. Hit a home run the other night from the right side of the plate, I believe. Yeah, against David Peterson. I think pretty sure that's who he had the home run against. No, that was from the left side of the plate. Bell's last home run. Anyways, that's even better, right? Because we're going to see a righty today. In Walker, Bell's, got the average up to 230. Bell post, first 2 months of the season has been like a 270-ish hitter. Again, a guy who's hitting much better than his stats indicate of 230, 16 home runs, and 45 RBI. I believe it's going to be a home run that's going to do it tonight for Josh Bell. Did hit a home run in his last game that he played on Wednesday. Bell got the night off yesterday, and the Nationals seem like they are platooning Bell and Andres Chaparro for now at first base. Obviously, Chaparro hitting lefties and Bell hitting righties. We'll see. Again, there's potential. Obviously, Paul DeJong plays some first base now, and there is the possibility of Luis Garcia moving to first base as well, which I don't know. We'll see about that. I'll talk about that in a second, I guess. But Josh Bell, again, hitting the ball fairly well for the Nationals, and I think he's able to parlay that into over 1.5 total bags tonight for the Nats. Now, I do need to talk about Luis Garcia potentially moving to first base, because it is odd, I'm not going to lie. Garcia's been a guy who has played, obviously second base for the Nationals throughout his entire career, and now we're looking at him at potentially a first base role. I just don't know if I like it. I don't know. Again, Garcia is one of our better, left-handed bats, but they are, again, yesterday the Nationals were having Luis Garcia take pre-game first base reps. So Garcia joins Riley Adams, he joins Paul DeJong, Andres Chaparro, obviously, and Josh Bell, but he joins these, multiple Nats players who are getting looks at first base. I just don't know how to feel about that. Because do I want Garcia as a long-term player on this team? I'm on the fence. Garcia has been kind of cold over the last couple months. He's still batting in the 5 spot or the 4 spot, but Garcia has not been an everyday guy in the lineup. He really only faces right-handed pitching because Paul DeJong is likely in the lineup when there is a left-handed pitcher. I just don't know if Garcia can be an everyday first baseman for us. I don't think he's got the power to really hang as an everyday first baseman, and I would like, again, a traditional power hitting guy. Again, you look at the free agency pool, though. Are we really going to land a big name free agent at first base? Probably not. So is this the end of the world? No, I just find it really interesting, again, that Garcia could potentially be in the lineup almost every day at first base, and it just gives us flexibility, which is fair, but Garcia has literally never played first base ever. He has always been purely just a second baseman, and that has been his job in DC. 2021 and onwards has been Garcia at second, 2022 and onwards every single day. It's been Garcia. Again, what is the long-term outlook for Garcia? I don't know yet. I don't know if he fits the timeline. Honestly, I'm surprised Garcia wasn't moved to the deadline this season. I just don't know what the value on Louis is going to be going forward, and I just don't know if that's a solution for us at first base. I think, again, the easiest way we can go about it is free agency. I don't know. Again, we'll see for the future, but Luis Garcia potentially might be a first baseman for the Nationals. Anyways, let's move on to our second best bet of the video. Again, going Josh Bell over 1.5 total bags. Don't expect Garcia at first today, so we're going to take Bell here. Okay. On to our second best bet of the video, I'm going to our first money line of the day. Give me the Atlanta Braves. Yep, I'm going Atlanta here to beat the New York Metropolitans. I'm going to continue to fade the Mets. Nolan McLean is going tonight for New York. In his first ever game pitched at the major league level, he went 5 1/3 innings against the Seattle Mariners, gave up 2 hits and 0 runs. He dominated Seattle. Got out of an bases loaded jam, I believe in the 3rd inning it was. Got Julio Rodriguez to ground into a double play in which he hit it right back up the middle to McLean. McLean ended up turning the double play. He had a good and productive first start, 8 strikeouts against the Mariners. However, he had 4 walks. But again, that's going to balance itself out. That's going to cancel itself out, obviously, with all the strikeouts McLean had in his first ever start in the Bigs. I don't think this one's going to go as well for him. I just don't think it is. Guys, the Braves have owned the New York Metropolitans this season. They are 7-3 this season against the Mets. And obviously, the history doesn't always indicate everything, obviously, right? And we saw the other week, we had the Angels beat the A's after they were, 8-0 against the Athletics this year. In the first game, obviously, that they lost to the A's, we picked them. Atlanta's been hot. Again, are they anywhere close to the postseason? No. They're still 11 games under. It's too little, too late for Atlanta. Obviously, yesterday, the news broke that Austin Riley, now out for the season. He's getting season-ending surgery. But the Atlanta Braves are playing good baseball right now. Yesterday, a 1-0 victory over the Chicago White Sox. Raciel Iglesias notched the save, and the only run scored was a Marcell Ozuna RBI via an error. So I don't even think he got an Ozzy Albies RBI that didn't even count for an RBI for Albies. Anyways, if you take away yesterday's game for the Braves, they've been hitting the ball very well. Look at their win 2 days ago against the White Sox, an 11-10 victory, a 13-9 loss on the opening game of that series against Chicago on Tuesday. But my point being with all of this, the Braves are hitting the baseball. And it doesn't really matter who they're facing. They are going to find ways to score runs. Yesterday, again, it was a 1-0 game. That is an outlier in all of this, and it's been an outlier of really the last 2.5 weeks for the Atlanta Braves, who are playing spectacular baseball. And that streak really started really when they played the Marlins. When Miami came into Truist Park, it was the Marlins' shot to get really involved in the playoff hunt, and the Braves just sent them right back down the line. Obviously, Miami is nowhere near the postseason at this point, and they won't be anywhere near the postseason. So Atlanta's hitting the ball well. Again, look at that 11-run performance on Wednesday against the White Sox. No Austin Riley. Again, Riley hasn't been in the lineup anyway. They've been going Alvarez at third, if I'm not mistaken. There's just guys in the lineup right now that are hitting. I mean, Jurickson Profar, maybe he got his steroids back, or he's just, found a way to hit the ball again. I don't know, but Profar's hitting fairly well. Matt Olson batting up to 273 now. Ronald Acuna, obviously back in the lineup every single day, avoided the big injury scare. Acuna is batting in the 300s, obviously an all-star game starter. Michael Harris is killing the baseball, man. I have not seen this much power out of Michael Harris ever in his career. He's smashing it. Marcell Ozuna, still not, on his A game. Drake Baldwin's in the ball well. Albies is kind of finding it now. Again, the Braves are getting back to that spot. Obviously, again, too little, too late, obviously, right? They're not going to be a playoff team in 2025. But right now, this is just a team you don't want to run into. And if you're the Mets, you just lost a series in DC to the Nationals, and now you got to take on these guys who you've lost to 7 out of 10 times this season. And this is, again, a Braves team that's 11 under and had struggled, and you still have lost 7 of 10 games against this team. Ooh, I don't like it for the Mets. I just don't. I think it's a horrible spot for them. They couldn't hit the ball post the fifth inning yesterday. They don't get starting pitching, depth or production past the 5th inning because, again, their starters usually go out after that 5th. Juan Soto is not hitting the ball well right now. You got a lot of guys who just do not show up at the plate. What can we expect out of New York? Nothing. Francisco Alvarez goes on the IL. Luis Torrens is your starting catcher. Ooh. And for as good as McLean was in his first start, I don't expect that to happen again. He pitched well, but you can't really rely on a guy to go out there and give you, and go out there and pitch shutouts every single game, especially now in his second career start and first on the road. I get it. Joey Wentz has not been great this season. His last 3 starts though, last 3 out of Wentz's last 4 starts have been spectacular though. July 30th against the Royals, 6 2/3 innings, 1 hit, 0 runs. Bad start against the Brewers. Everyone has a bad start against the Brewers. Comes back against the Marlins, 5 1/3, 4 hits, 1 run. Guardians, 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 run. My point exactly. Wentz is throwing the ball really well right now, and he's a lefty. Against this Mets lineup where you have Soto, Lindor's better side is from the left side of the plate, even though he took Mackenzie Goreyard yesterday. But still, again, Lindor rather swing the bat from the left side. Wentz will force Lindor to swing it from the right. Nimmo, McNeil, you're going to force a lot of bad matchups today out of New York. I believe Joey Wentz has a night like he has had in 3 out of his last 4. I'm taking the Atlanta Braves here to win this baseball game, and they are underdogs at home against an ice-cold Mets team. Really? I don't know about that. Yeah, give me the Atlanta Braves minus 105. On now to our third best bet of the video. The NRFIs have been rough, man. We had a great day yesterday, right? We hit on Nationals money line at plus money. Cardinals win on the road. A's win to kick off the day. Justin Verlander goes over the 3.5 strikeout mark, and albeit a very rough game for him, but I told you, right, even if Verlander had a rough game yesterday, he was going to find a way to get 4 Ks. The NRFI, though, the Astros score in the first inning. Okay, we're going to go Rangers-Guardians NRFI today. Slade Sassoni and Nathan Eovaldi are the 2 starting pitchers tonight. Okay. This does get difficult because Slade's last start against the Braves, he pitched 4 2/3 innings, 10 hits, and 8 runs, okay? If we don't hit this today, guys, we're going to 3 money lines tomorrow, okay? We're going to take another break from the NRFIs. Okay, Slade's been brutal, I get it, but here's the thing, he's facing the Rangers lineup. Okay, I know the Rangers have burned us a couple times here at the NRFIs. Texas is playing god-awful baseball, the Guardians are playing god-awful baseball, and the Guardians are still very involved in the American League wildcard race. They are right there. How many games out of Seattle are they? They're 2. Oh, the Royals are the first team out now? That's crazy. But still, Cleveland's 3 games back. I did not know the Royals were making up that much distance. Well, because they beat the Rangers again yesterday. Wow. If Kansas City gets in the postseason, that's going to be so random. I know they were in the postseason last year, but anyways, well, I guess Cleveland's entire team is gambling, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, the Guardians need to start winning baseball games. Okay. And they're going to need production out of Slade tonight. I don't think they're going to beat the Rangers just because Nathan Eovaldi's going. But that's neither here or there. There's no value on the money line for Texas at minus 175. Look at the Rangers lineup, though. It's not a lineup that's in the ball particularly well. Again, we got killed on their NRFI the other day with them. But yesterday, they don't score in the first inning. I still don't trust the top of that Texas lineup. Corey Seager is always a concern. But if we're just able to get Corey Seager out, I think we're going to be okay. Again, easier said than done with Slade, who's got a 4.5 ERA. And obviously, right, the matchup does favor Seager from the left side of the plate against a right-handed pitcher in Slade. But we got to take our chances here. I don't think the Guardians are scoring in the first inning against Nathan Eovaldi, the only guy who concerns me. Legitimately right now, again, there are good players in the Cleveland lineup. Well, there's 2. The only guy who scares me in the entire lineup right now is legitimately Jose Ramirez. There's not another hitter on this lineup that strikes fear into me with this NRFI. No, and yes, that includes Stephen Kwan, who's having an all-star year, but not a Stephen Kwan type year. He's batting .277, which for any hitter in the league is great. Stephen Kwan, that's not, an above average year for him. So again, you got Quan at the top of the lineup, who's not hitting at his best right now. Will he bounce back eventually? Probably. But right now, no, it's not been his best year. Daniel Schneemann, probably in the 2. You know? J-Ram in the 3. Again, J-Ram's the guy who concerns me. But if you're able to get Ramirez out, or even if you put him on base and walk him, oh, okay, what, Kyle Manzardo comes up, Bo Naylor comes up, I think we're going to be all right. And again, Nathan Eovaldi's the only pitcher to have multiple Tommy John surgeries and still be better after every single one. I get it, he had a rough start a couple games ago against the Arizona Diamondbacks. His last start, though, in Toronto up in Canada against the Blue Jays, he goes 7 innings, 5 hits, and 2 runs. Weird stat, guys, the Rangers haven't lost a game with Nathan Eovaldi on the mound since June 27th. They've won 8 straight starts with Nathan Eovaldi on the bump. His ERA this season is down to 1.76. If he didn't get injured in late May, early June, we would be having some conversations about him in the Cy Young race. Again, would he take it over Skubal? Likely not. But Nathan Eovaldi at 35 years of age is putting together one hell of a season. And it's impressive. It really is impressive. I don't think he has trouble with the Guardians lineup. Again, the troubles we might possibly have today does come with Slade Cecconi against the Rangers, but really that just means Corey Seager. So there's 2 guys we're scared of with the NRFI today. It's Corey Seager and it's Jose Ramirez. Let's find a way to get 6 outs. Slade Cecconi and Nathan Eovaldi. Again, we firmly believe Eovaldi's going to get the 3 outs. So then again, when we break this down, minus 130 for Slade Cecconi to get 3 outs in the bottom half of the first inning. Because we're going to get to the bottom half. Unless J-Ram takes Eovaldi yard, which I don't think is going to happen. We just need Slade Cecconi to go to Globe Life in Arlington, Texas and get us 3 outs. Minus 130 for this NRFI. On now to our 4th best bet of the video, we move to our best player prop of the day, Elly De La Cruz, over 1.5 total bags, minus 115. What a series Elly had in Anaheim against the Angels. I mean, you've seen him, blowing through stop signs, going from first to home on doubles from Miguel Andujar. Elly De La Cruz, again, what an electrifying player this man is. He's coming off an 0-for-4 day, where the Reds offense just looked horrible against the Anaheim Angels on Wednesday. They lost the game 2-1, and nothing was getting going for Cincinnati again at the plate. Again, De La Cruz, though, prior to that game on Wednesday, was on a huge hitting streak, an 8-game hitting streak, if not longer, for the Reds, and he was seeing the ball really well, putting balls in gaps, obviously, still showcasing the power. I think we're going to get back to that tonight. I firmly believe that. Starting tonight for the Arizona Diamondbacks is Ryan Nelson, 3.58 ERA on the season. His last 2 starts, though, have not been kind to him. Sure, on the road at Coors Field is going to do that, but in Colorado against the Rockies, Nelson goes 6 1/3 innings, 8 hits, 4 runs. Prior to that against the Rangers, he goes 5 1/3, 7 hits, and 5 runs. Again, Elly De La Cruz has been so good for us all year long whenever we have gone to his over total bags. I believe we're 2 for 2 this year on Elly De La Cruz player props, and he's usually come through with home runs. But again, he's facing a guy in Ryan Nelson today who has a 5.71 ERA in the month of August, and in the month of August, total 17 1/3 innings, 21 hits, and 11 runs. Right? He's an extremely hittable guy in Arizona, and I get it. Chase Field, weird stuff happens here. Literally, the weirdest stuff happens in Glendale/Phoenix, Arizona at Chase Field. You get these random shootout games, and are the Reds always prepared to win that type of shootout? Not always, but I think they will tonight. I think they will. I thought about going Reds money line. Again, I think they're going to keep up. Are they going to win? I don't know. I thought about going Reds money line, but after what happened in Anaheim the other night, I can't go back to it. And the money line we have coming up, you probably know what it is. It's the only other game left. It's not Mariners A's. It's a way better play coming up. I'll break that game down in depth in a second. But I believe Elly De La Cruz is going to go out here and get 2 total bags. Again, you look at that big hitting streak for De La Cruz. I mean, there's multiple doubles in there. There's multiple triples in there. Home runs, though, Elly De La Cruz has 0 home runs in the month of August. So what I meant by showing the power, again, exit velo still there. He has been able to take a ball at the park. Elly De La Cruz has not hit a home run since the last time we played Elly De La Cruz over 1.5 total bags. That was on July 31st in the 12-11 game won by the Atlanta Braves in the 10th inning. Elly went 3 for 6 with a home run. That's the last time he went yard. So De La Cruz, again, if you're counting, has not gone yard in the month of August just yet. Think it's going to happen tonight. The matchup just makes sense. It's in Arizona. Ball flies at Chase Field, especially against the bad Arizona pitching and beyond just their starting pitcher tonight in Ryan Nelson. You look at the Diamondbacks bullpen, which oddly enough, I will say this, oddly enough, the D-backs bullpen is getting better. I don't know where they found these guys. I'm not a big, I don't pay the most attention to the D-backs, I'll be honest with you. I don't know where they found this dude Andrew Salfrank from. I don't know where he came from. But where's this dude been? Apparently he had an ERA of 36 in 2024. Well, so far this year, he's got a 1.65 ERA. I believe he might be their closer, and he's thrown from the left side of the plate. That's a concern for us in the De La Cruz matchup, just because Salfrank's been so good for Arizona, and he's a lefty, which would force, again, De La Cruz to flip to the right side of the plate, where he's much worse at compared to the left side. But again, that's only one potential matchup late in the game, likely in the 9th inning if Arizona is ahead and looking for the save, obviously, with Salfrank on the bump. The rest of the D-backs bullpen, though, is still not very good, okay? I will name you some of these guys in the Arizona Diamondbacks bullpen, and you can get you'll get the gist. Kyle Backus, Jalen Beeks, John Curtis, Juan Burgos, Jake Woodford, Bryce Jarvis, and Juan Murillo. Okay. Salfrank's good. Give him credit. John Curtis, will have his nights. As a whole, though, it's still not a good bullpen. That's what always happens with the Arizona Diamondbacks, at least this season. I think Elly comes through. Again, I'm hoping and I believe he can get it done simply just against Ryan Nelson. But if we have to go to the bullpen, there are matchups that do favor Elly other than their closer in Salfrank. I think we're going to be all right. Give me Elly De La Cruz over 1.5 total bags today at -115. I firmly believe he's able to go out there and get the job done. We move on to our final best bet of the video. It is our money line here, our second money line. Give me the Los Angeles Dodgers. Oh, it hurts me to do this because I don't like this team. Hate this team. We have to do it, okay? Some things just got to do. I don't know how the Padres win this game, okay? Every time we've watched Padres-Dodgers this season, with the exception of literally one game, the Dodgers have beaten the Padres. Regular season series, they beat them twice now. The Dodgers are 8-2 this year against the Padres, and it's just a theme. San Diego can't beat them right now. Guys, I don't like both these teams. I'd rather the Padres beat the Dodgers. I would. I cannot with a straight face, though, tell you that they're going to do that today, because I just don't think they're going to. Guys, Yu Darvish is pitching tonight. You got Yu Darvish going for San Diego, and I get it. Yu has been kind of on the ups. Last start against the Dodgers wasn't good. He only goes 4 innings, 3 hits, and 4 runs against Los Angeles. Takes the career ERA, the season ERA for Darvish to 5.97. And yes, limited sample size. He came back in early July. Blake Snell's going for the Dodgers, and Blake Snell has not missed a beat. Okay, injured to start the season. He's come back, and since he's come back, 1.69 ERA. And one of those starts is against the Toronto Blue Jays. It is. But what I'm looking for here is the Tampa Bay Rays in Tampa. Ball flies out for right-handed hitters out there. Yes. It's just, okay. He went 5 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs against Tampa. What has he done since? 11 consecutive innings against the Blue Jays and the Padres. He's given up 0 runs. Last start against the Padres on Saturday, August 16th. He goes 6 innings, 5 hits, 0 runs. I don't like the Dodgers. We barely go Dodgers money line ever. Normally, because we never get a good price on it. I have to tonight. I have to. Why wouldn't I do this? San Diego's lineup, I know they've won 3 in a row since we had them in the first game of their series against the Giants. Doesn't really matter. Simply put, look how they play against the Dodgers this season. And sure, maybe that changes in the playoffs. I hope it does for them. Right now in the regular season, at least, though, they don't play good baseball against the Los Angeles Dodgers. Dodgers coming off of splitting in Colorado, which is just, the split a series on the road with the Rockies. Not ideal. But, I mean, we are so far out of the, can the Padres catch Los Angeles at this point? I mean, how many games back are they? Oh, they're only like 2 games back? Padres fans would have you thinking it's way more. They're only 1 game back. That's the thing, though. It just doesn't feel like the Padres are that close, because every time they play the Dodgers, They just lose. So this is my point exactly. Again, that moment of realization makes sense here because that's how far it still feels like the Padres are. They're only a game back. It feels like they're a lot more because of how the Dodgers have played against them, and that's really the main reason. Also, San Diego's lineup will just have games, especially against good pitchers, where they can't score until the bullpen comes in. We saw it in that game that they lost in the San Francisco series, first game of that series. They don't score to the 7th or to the 6th. You know? I just don't see how the Padres win this one. Win this one. 39-year-old Unk Yu Darvish is going versus Blake Snell, who is still in his prime, obviously. Didn't like how he went to the Dodgers, but it is what it is. Look at the Dodgers lineup. Now, no Ohtani's. Yeah, that sucks. That does suck. And that you do take away legitimately the best hitter in the sport. I don't think he's coming back for today. I don't think. Maybe if he does, that's great. I don't think he's going to play today. He didn't play the last game against Colorado. Oh, no, he's playing. Never mind. I thought he wasn't playing. I went into this thinking, oh, we're going to get Dodgers at -125 without Shohei. Okay, I'm going to take that. No, David Roberts said he's playing. Okay, so again, that just furthers my point. Yeah, the bottom of the Dodgers lineup does kind of suck, but here's the thing. Alex Call, a former National, is playing really well for this team. Obviously, Call has hit the longest home run this season out of anybody for the Dodgers. I don't know if Freeman broke that yesterday. I don't think so. I believe AC17 has the longest home run hit for the Dodgers this season, at least when he hit that one against Colorado on Wednesday, it was. The bottom of the lineup, again, it can be shaky sometimes, but Call in there, Paz in there. You just kind of have to figure it out with, a Miguel Rojas of sorts. Or a Michael Conforto. You get Ohtani back in the lineup, though. This team's dangerous. You still bat Ohtani, Betts, Freeman, and Will Smith. There's not many teams in baseball that are better than the squad. I still believe in a 7-game series they lose to the Philadelphia Phillies. I still believe that. Would I like to say the Brewers beat this team in a 7-game series? No, I can't. Well, I like to? Yes, I would like to say that. Do I think they do? No. I still think the Phillies are winning the National League. Again, we'll get to that, obviously, in about a month and a half here. But I think the Dodgers tonight beat the Padres. It's the combination of a bunch of things. Dodgers lineup, even in their losses, they were hitting the ball fairly well. Okay? They're hitting the ball well. The production at the bottom of the lineup with Paz and with Call really goes a long way. Ohtani's back, and the pitching matchup. I don't think the Padres are going to be able to hit Blake Snell. That was evident last weekend, and Yu Darvish is going for the Padres. Did not have a good last start against the Dodgers. I know what you're thinking. Oh, the game's in San Diego. Doesn't really matter. Los Angeles early in the year came into San Diego, went into Petco, and still dominated. Nothing changes tonight. Los Angeles, it pains me. Los Angeles Dodgers moneyline -120. They go on the road to San Diego and beat the Padres. Let's go Dodgers. Wasn't that their thing? Yeah, it is. Okay. Yeah, give me Blake Snell and the Dodgers to win in San Diego. Also, Blake Snell's first ever appearance back in San Diego. Maybe he'll probably get booed. It doesn't matter. He's going to show out, I think. Dodgers moneyline -120. Folks, thank y'all for watching our MLB Best Bets here on August 22nd. If you haven't yet, though, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for more. Make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy the video. Make sure to comment if you did this great thing in the picks. Folks, thank y'all for watching. And Mamba forever.